presented by Acura. Stream Season 2 of Chiaki's journey featuring the Integra Type S now at acura.com/type-S. Fast X is racing into theaters May 19th, and once again, we're following Dom and the family on another adventure. Maybe you've only seen a couple, or maybe you saw them all and need a quick refresher. Well, don't worry, we've got you covered. We know you don't have all day, so settle into the driver's seat, and we'll fly through the Fast and Furious saga in just 5 minutes. Are we crazy? Probably. Alright, timer is set, let's go. Fast Saga starts with the Fast and the Furious. A team of expert drivers has been hijacking trucks, so undercover cop Brian O'Connor point breaks his way into the illegal street racing scene, hoping to find this crew. He races the greatest street racer of all time, Dominic Toretto. Brian blows his nos too soon, and now he owes Toretto a car. Just then, the cops rush in, and as Brian and Dom escape, a bromance is born. Also a romance with Dom's sister Mia too, I guess? I don't know. Dom's next truck heist goes super bad, and Vince, a guy who's been a real jerk to Brian earlier in the movie, gets pretty mangled. Brian reveals he's a cop in order to call in the medics. Brian can take Toretto in for like so many crimes, but they drag race instead. I don't know. Brian sorta wins, but he can't let the cops take his bro, so he gives Dominic the car he owes him and sacrifices his career for family. That leads to Too Fast, Too Furious, where Brian teams up with his old friend Roman and new friends Fuentes and Tej to take out a drug lord. Maybe not the most plot heavy of the bunch, but you have to love how they get rid of some thugs via ejectocito, and when the drug lord takes Fuentes and the money on a boat, our heroes have to go full Evel Knievel to save the day. Classic Fast and Furious physics. In the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, world's oldest high schooler Sean Boswell gets kicked out of town for racing, poorly. He's sent to live with his dad in Tokyo, and he seeks out the Japanese drifting scene and challenges a Japanese Yakuza member to a race. The coolest guy on the planet, Han, sees his potential, puts him on a strict drifting regimen, and Yodas him up. But then Han is killed, kinda sorta, leaving our guy to race for revenge against the Yakuza jerk, and he wins. Then Sean meets someone who said Han was family and saves the whole franchise. Fast and Furious goes back in time a bit. Dom is working alone now, and Brian is now an FBI agent. Dom gets a call from Mia that Letty was murdered, kinda sorta again. Dominic uses his detective powers to examine the scene of Letty's demise. A drug lord named Ortega needs drivers, and somehow Brian and Dom reunite to prove they're the best. Then Dom meets Giselle, a pretty chill mercenary. He also meets the guy who killed Letty, who's not pretty chill. Dom decides to enter the belly of the beast and take out Ortega and Letty's killer. He and Brian drive through some drug tunnels and stuff, and then Dom serves justice to Letty's murderer. Then he gets busted and sent to prison for 25 years, but don't worry, Brian's coming to bust him out, baby. Man, this guy hates being a cop. Fast 5 starts with Brian breaking Dom out of prison and the family fleeing to Brazil. Enter Dwayne "The Rock" Hobbs, a government bounty hunter, and that forces Dom to get the whole family back together. Giselle, Roman, Tej, Han, everybody. They organize a daring daylight robbery where they steal a vault out of a police station and drag it through the streets, causing mayhem. Hobbs becomes a big ol' softy and lets him go, but they have to leave the vault. The family obliges because they already stole the real vault and left Hobbs with a fake empty one. Tej and Roman are ballers, Han shows he's got Riz, and Brian and Mia are expecting. Speaking of charisma, Dom shows up with a lady cop. Happy endings all around. Well, Agent Fuentes from Too Fast, Too Furious shows back up, and she's got some news. Letty's alive, yay! In Fast 6, we see a relaxed Dom when Hobbs comes asking for help to catch a team of terrorists led by deadly supercriminal Owen Shaw. Shaw is using Letty's amnesia to enslave her to his cause. Dom finds Letty and challenges her to a race, hoping it'll jog her memory. It doesn't, because that's not how brains work. Dom and the fam assault the convoy Shaw's hijacked, and that's when the tank shows up. Shaw sends Letty on a suicide mission, but Dom saves her in spectacular fashion, changing her loyalties because that is how hearts work. They almost have Shaw cornered when he brings in the biggest plane in the world. It's time for the fam to ride or die, which Giselle does die to save Han, and the good guys win in the end. Elena has to give Dom back to Letty, Hobbs isn't invited to the barbecue, and the family can now all retire. Han! Oh, I forgot about that. This is the face of Han's killer, but who is he? His name is Deckard Shaw, and he enters Furious 7, swearing revenge on the team that hurt his brother. Dom is recruited by secret agent Mr. Nobody. He needs Dom to steal a super hacker named Ramsey from Shaw's evil clutches, and to do it they'll need to parachute into enemy territory. In their cars, of course. They globetrot to Abu Dhabi to jump a rare supercar through some buildings, which isn't really important, but it's cool. They end up back in LA where Shaw and Dom finally fight, and Dom wins because of bad construction. After all this excitement, Letty gets her memories back, and it's a whole sweet thing. Brian and Paul Walker get a great send-off, but it's never goodbye. The fate of the Furious starts in Cuba, where Dom meets a hacker named Cypher with terrible dreads, and she forces him to betray his team and work for her because she's got Elena and Dom's kid. All the while, Cypher starts running amok with the God's Eye, a device that can hack anything, even cars. The family pursues Cypher to the frozen tundra, in which Roman's Lamborghini performs quite well. Meanwhile, Deckard Shaw is now a good guy and is sent to rescue Dom's baby. Free to fight back now, Dom unleashes his fury while the team has to contend with a hacked nuclear submarine, but when it launches a missile at Dom, he does a sweet jump over the sub, causing it to blow itself up. It ends with a rooftop barbecue complete with baby Brian and 2 adult babies who refuse to be on the same set at the same time. In Fast 9, everybody's after Project Ares, which is another super hack device which gives one godlike control over electronics all over the world. A rogue agent has it, and he's Dom's long-forsaken brother Jacob. Dom believes his brother caused the engine explosion that killed their father, so he challenges his little brother to a loser leaves town race. Letty and Mia meet the young woman whose biosignature can control Project Ares and must protect her at all costs. Look, there's a lot, and I mean a lot of plot in this one, but the most important thing to happen is that Tej and Roman go to space on a rocket built by the hillbilly from Tokyo Drift. Dom plays truck beats playing with Cypher, who's still a thorn in the family side, and Jacob has an opportunity to flee, but he comes back to fight alongside his family. In the end, Cypher's still out there, but the brothers patch it up, and that's... wait, we forgot about Hobbs and Shaw. I mean, I don't know if we have time for this. Okay, quick, let's hit the NOS. The Rock and Jason Statham punch things, Roman Reigns, Aegis Alba's Black Superman. Time. Think we got it all. And there you have it. We turbocharged through the entire Fast Saga, and now you're completely up to speed. So where does the family go from here? We'll find out when Fast X hits theaters on May 19th.